Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Spreading the News. This is episode 25. Is this 25?
Sure.
Shit if I know.
Wait,
Yeah. Number
wait,
25. Sure. 25
Wait.
is nice.
wait.
Yes, it's 25.
25
Come on
for
now.
Glaber.
25. How do you not know that?
It is Glaber's episode.
It is 25.
Happy Glaber episode.
Halfway to 50. Halfway to 50. How is
That's actually
everybody
kinda cool.
doing? Thank you all for joining us here on a late recording. Today is Tuesday, September 13th at the time of recording this. As you can already tell, we don't have an episode out by Monday for our very few listeners and watchers, but we are obviously not skipping the week. So had some scheduling issues with classes and other stuff outside of that, but we're obviously still here. Let's start with you, Brian. How are you doing today?
Man, I'm good. We finally have something to smile about here in Yankee land. This actually might not be a bashing the Yankees episode for once in what feels like the last 3 months.
Maybe we could get a good title now.
It feels like what's been since like the final week of June is what it feels like to me.
I like July.
Maybe early July. Danny.
All I know is that the World Series is back on.
It is.
It's so true. It's so
Tyler
true.
Wade is back on the taxi squad.
And
He's in Boston tonight.
Okay, well, Danny's obviously here. So hi, Danny.
And also, not just happy in Yankee land, we're happy in New York Giants land, baby. Week 1 of the NFL season just concluded. The Giants with a huge win. Brian Dable with the huge nuts. Let's go, Giants. We're back.
All right.
It's crazy. I'm gonna get a Super Bowl for the Giants and a World Series win for the Yankees in the same year.
It's crazy. And then maybe a Knicks ring, even though you're a Nets fan.
Nets.
Imagine being a Nets fan.
It's honestly mind-boggling.
Imagine being
a Knicks fan. What do you
imagine being a 20-year-old kid from Long Island, New York, and you're a Brooklyn Nets fan.
It's honestly sad. It's sad.
Look, and that's not me
I'm
saying.
sad. By the sound of it, you Knicks fans are the ones that are sad. You guys are always fucking crying.
That's not me
You
saying.
guys are always crying. I've never heard
Nobody wants to be on your team.
That's not me saying that the Knicks are bad, because they are bad. But I'm just saying that then just the thought of being a Nets fan is just oh my god.
Go Nets,
It gives me like Mets. It's like a Mets fan vibe, honestly.
That's so true.
Like Mets fans, Nets fan, like Mets and Nets fans, like kind of the same vibe to me. And the last thing on this earth that you want to.
Oh, Brian's frozen. Here we go.
Brian yeah.
Here we go again with this kid's Wi-Fi. Yeah, talk shit when you get better Wi-Fi. This fucking guy, right, Chase? God damn it.
Brian is frozen on the screen. If you're watching on YouTube, I guess me and Danny will just jump right into it. Then we'll wait for Brian to reconnect. I'm sure he'll probably leave and join back, so we'll see what happens. But Danny, let's do our thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ready to jump right in?
Yeah.
All right. So why don't you lead us off with? Actually, let me lead us off.
Go ahead.
Let me lead us off with the leadoff man, Aaron Judge.
Leadoff man. I like that.
It's super easy to deem this guy a Yankee of the week. I mean, and there he goes. Brian just left. I hope that doesn't cause me editing issues with our graphic. That might be difficult, but we'll see what happens there. I'm currently pulling up Aaron Judge's stats, trying to stall a little bit while I'm getting them up because I'm unprepared as always. But Aaron Judge, the last 7 games, is hitting .458, 792 slug, 576 on base percentage with 8 walks and 2 homers, 6 RBIs. So last 15 games, 392 average, 515 on base percentage, and an 804 slug over 15 games. And that's relevant for this episode because we haven't spoken in a little bit. Obviously, the days have ran a little extra in terms of the games that these guys have played. But Danny, Judge is starting to get like the not the Bonds treatment, but he's getting treatment. He's getting the Aaron Judge treatment. He's getting walked a ton. And until these guys can prove that Judge has some protection, which Stanton has the last couple of games looked a little bit better. And Glaber's looked a little bit better. Glaber's looked better. Glaber could even be, here comes Brian. Glaber could even be a Yankee of the week contestant this week. Brian,
Good.
what's going on, dude?
My Wi-Fi just went down. It's back. So.
Brian,
Lieber's been better. I don't know about Yankee of the Week territory. He's been better.
Brian, we're talking about badge right now. But seriously, dude, you don't know what that
he
is?
doesn't even.
What the hell's what?
Big Aaron Judge.
Yeah, what?
Oh, okay. I know that as BAJ.
First the Wi-Fi, now the badge. He doesn't know badge. Anyways, continues his MVP campaign. I'm getting a little worried about the Ohtani race because it's starting to feel like a lot of people on social media and some of the writers are kind of siding that way with Ohtani. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens in this final stretch of the season. But I'm not gonna bore everyone with Aaron Judge. Everyone knows how great he is. So, Danny, why don't you just go ahead with your Yankee of the week?
Hey, no, but the one thing I wanted to mention about Judge, just talked about it before with you guys. His batting average is up to 307. And I mean, as much of a long shot as it is, he's on Triple Crown watch. Xander Bogaerts currently leads the American League with a 319. Yes, that is a significant jump, but hey, we still got what, 21 games left, like 20 something around there. So really, there's no reason why Judge can't do it. If Xander goes into a little bit of a slide, Judge stays hot. We're versing the Red Sox these next two games, so let's shut him down.
Can you guys believe that it's September? Can you believe like it's actually September and like
Brian's like laughing at something that's not here right now.
John Boy just said it really funny. I'll have to look at it later.
He's not dialed in, Danny. He's clearly not locked in.
I couldn't help. I see on my Apple Watch like Jake's in like like in the uniform, like as they're he calls himself the home run coach. I can't not.
Oh yeah.
Can you guys believe that it's September? I mean, in terms of baseball season,
Crazy.
We got to start prepping for playoff episodes soon. Who knows what's gonna come with that? But maybe we've got a few tricks up our sleeve. We'll see. But yeah. Anyways, Danny, your Yankee of the week is going to be.
My Yankee of the week is going to be third baseman Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And I've prefaced the third baseman because he should be our third baseman. There is no reason for him to play shortstop anymore. We saw him at third. He looked a lot more comfortable at third, and all of a sudden he started hitting. He started hitting when we put him at third. I mean, in that second game of the doubleheader, the dude hit a grand slam. He hit a grand slam. If I told you that Isaiah Kiner-Falefa was going to hit a huge grand slam in a game, what would you say to me? Him and Aaron Hicks. Well, all right, yeah, it was kind of rhetorical, but
was that rhetorical? Yeah. I would just probably simply tell you that you're wrong. That's it.
Yeah, probably. And what if I even told you the Yankees would score 7 runs in a game and all of the RBIs came from Isaiah Kiner-Falefa and Aaron Hicks? What if I told you that?
That's hard to believe, but I believe it. Oh my God! Speaking of Aaron, look at this guy Brian just hysterically laughing at something.
I'm laughing at you guys.
Another thing with Aaron Hicks, dude. Actually, just keep going, Danny.
Jesus Christ. Whatever. All right. Well, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa looked a lot better at third. You know, the argument against him at third base is that the hitting production is supposed to be higher. Like there's supposed to be more power at third base. And he's not going to get that. People say that he's less valuable at third base because of the offensive production, but he is like a negative player at short. So I don't know why we won't put him back in his comfortable position when Peraza has looked good at short. He's shown flashes at the plate. I know he's still hitting like 240 Peraza, but he had that 3-hit game against Minnesota. And what's the point of calling up Peraza? We talked about this last week. What's the point of calling up Peraza if you're not going to play him? I don't understand wasting your number 2 overall prospect to just sit behind Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa isn't a guy that your number 2 prospect should sit behind. If you're going to make him sit behind him, keep him down. But I'm supposed to be talking good about Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. In his last 7 games, he's hitting 385 with a 448 on base, 615 slugging percentage. 615 slugging. That's like an Aaron Judge slugging percentage right there. But 2 home runs in that span, 7 RBIs, 3 walks. He's had 3 walks. And his last 15 games, he's had 6 walks. This guy walks? What the hell? And his last 15, he's hitting 296, 367, 444. It's a little lower slugging percentage. but still for Isaiah kind of it's looking good. Obviously his overall season numbers are still not good, and I don't like him at short. I had people coming down my throat for hating IKF, like some of my other friends that like IKF for some reason at short, and when he was hitting the ball well, they were saying like, "Oh yeah, get on the IKF train. You're an idiot." Like, no,
That's crazy.
I'm fine with him much at third base, but I'm not on the Isaiah Falefa hype train, and I don't think anybody should be. I think we should pump the brakes. Like the dude hit a nice grand slam. It was awesome. It was hype, but he shouldn't be our shortstop. That's still the feeling. I think you guys probably feel the same way, but people like now back on the IKF train. I don't get it, but if he's playing third base, fine. I'll gladly have him at third base.
I think we talk a lot about with baseball players, especially Yankees, about playing them where they're comfortable. Like what a strange concept, Aaron Boone, like play them in their primary positions. As we've seen how like Glaber's been hurt from playing the wrong position. Stanton's been hurt from DHing instead of the outfield at times. I mean, for some reason we had Peraza come up and play second, but then he started looking much better when he was playing his natural position, shortstop. And we know IKF won a Gold Glove at third. That's where his defense all came from, his third base production. I don't really care. I think that power thing about third base is like stupid. I mean, just put the guys where they're going to be the best. Like it doesn't matter to me who hits the home runs. I just need them to be hit by anybody. So, you know, I'm not an IKF fan, but I can't knock anything he's done this week. He's looked great, especially at third. I mean, he was a complete liability at short. I think anyone watching knows that. So if he's going to actually play some solid defense at third and now start to hit a little bit, sure. Maybe the IKF train is leaving the station. I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, this is better. They all look natural. Peraza being in lineup is good. And you know what? It's not like we're sacrificing anything with IKF at third because it's not like Donaldson has been so good where we can't take him out because he struggled as well. So I'm in complete agreement with you on this, Danny.
Yeah, I mean, and also one thing I've failed to mention is after that grand slam.
Yeah, he's
Booty hit him clean up. Booty hit him clean up for the next couple of games. Isaiah Falefa was our cleanup hitter this week.
It's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine, but speaking of Isaiah Falefa, even when he got moved back to short, he made a couple of errors, a couple of routine errors. So it just showed that he was like he's a third baseman, you know. So I'm fully on that third baseman trail with you, Danny, and as well as you, Brian, as you guys said.
He shouldn't be playing shortstop. He shouldn't be. I don't care how well he's hit. He shouldn't be playing shortstop. He's not the same.
Really quick, I'll pull up his numbers. Like Josh Donaldson goes on like the paternity leave because he had a kid, and then he comes back, and then this guy's just raking all of a sudden, like that Papa power.
That's strength, babe. And
what are you gonna do when Donaldson, over his last 7 games, as I'm looking right here, is hitting 250, 379 on base percentage with a 417 slug? What are you gonna do when this guy? I mean, he almost hit 2 home runs the other day. He missed one that bounced off the top of the wall. What are you gonna do when this guy's raking as well as Isaiah Falefa, who's looking okay, and you don't want to get him out of his, that stride that he's in? What do you do in a playoff? I'll pose you to this question. What do you do in a playoff situation when you got to get him in the lineup as well as IKF, as well as Glaber, who's even been playing much better as of late? And say Carpy's even back, like Carpy's healthy. What do you do?
What you do is enjoy it, because this whole year we've been trying to get these two out of the lineup. But if we now have a problem where we got to get them both in, I'm enjoying that. And I think that's a good thing. We also have the good problems, because like I just said, like those two sucked the whole year, IKF and Donaldson. And we wanted them both off the team. But now that if we want them both in the lineup, I think that's a good thing. In terms of like what actually are you going to do with all those guys? I don't know. I really don't know. Like that's up for Aaron Boone. Play the matchups, I guess. Like I don't really know what you would do in that situation. They're both righties. I don't know. What do you think, Danny?
I like the way you phrase that question. That would be a good problem to have if they are both really still hot heading into the playoffs. I personally don't envision that happening. I think we will be clamoring, get IKF out of this lineup, but he's going to still be in there every day because him and Boone are, I don't know, something's going on there behind the scenes, I think. But Boone loves him.
Similar to what happened with Tyler Wade and Aaron Boone. And speaking of Tyler Wade,
well, Tyler Wade is 5 tool. I have no problem with Tyler Wade. Tyler Wade is 5-tool. I love Tyler Wade. He's great. Actually, he's 6-tool because handsomeness counts as 1.
That's true. That's true.
He's wearing number 19.
That's
Yeah,
so
that's.
So terrible.
I don't know how the Yankees don't retire Moss's number. I don't know how they don't do it. Obviously, that was sarcasm, but I love Massa, man. I miss him, but
Should have given Wade 13.
yeah, imagine
Yeah.
that.
I mean, he's better than A-Rod was.
In regard to that playoff conversation, I think I agree with you, Brian. I think it's just going to boil down to matchups and who plays well against who and who hits what types of pitches well. So I guess we'll have to see, and it's going to be interesting, even like when Matt Carpenter comes back, because he's still supposed to come back, like he's still on track. I think we got an update recently that said he's still not out of his boot yet, but like he's still
more
on
X-rays in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, so he's still on that timeline to return for action, possibly even before playoffs begin. So, I don't know if he's probably not going to be the same hitter, because why would he be after all this time? But go ahead, Danny. You're going to say something.
Come on, guys. Do we really expect anything else? We're going to have these guys that we want in the lineup. Boone is going to not put these guys in the lineup and put worse guys in the lineup, and we're going to lose.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say the solution for Boone will be whoever's hot doesn't play. Like it'll be Donaldson goes 3 for 4 with 2 homers, and IKF's at third the next day. So you really never know where you're going to get with that clown.
No, IKF is going to be stuck at short. Like we have to stop. Like we've been begging all season, get IKF out of short. He's our shortstop for the playoffs. That's it. And I could so see him blowing a game at short, and Boone's going to look like an idiot like he always does. But it's going to happen. We just got to kind of realize and kind of get around IKF being our shortstop. Not get around and be happy about it, but there's nothing else going to happen. We got to stop saying Peraza should play short. He should, but he's not going to.
Come on, even like the hope, which is a slim hope, is that anyone can see that you can't have a guy like IKF who should lead the league in errors. If he doesn't, he probably does and should by a lot bigger margin. You can't have a guy like that who also is the worst ball in front of you defender probably in MLB history, which is a stat, by the way. That's like just my eye test and the stat. He's the worst on balls in front of him. You can't have that guy starting as your shortstop in the playoffs. You just can't have it.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. I mean, balls hit in front of you are important, but IKF doesn't lead the league in errors because his dad actually does the official score. So every time he makes an error, it's a hit.
I can't see a scenario. I agree with you, Danny, where IKF is not playing short. I just can't see Peraza, no matter how well he plays, getting a playoff start. I just don't see it happening. So I guess we won't even have to.
Boone is a little.
We won't even have to worry about this issue. Like, for example, Peraza the other day gets 4 hits across doubleheader. He hasn't played since. There's no excuse. There's no way that you can't make it up. Like this is literally only a Yankee thing that they do.
I went on a rant about this last week. I just don't understand why call him up if you're not going to play him. It's like, and I could go into that more, but what, like, that's all that needs to be said. Why call up your top prospect when you need him? When it seems like they're clinging on to a playoff lead, like, or division lead, and like you need to win these games, and you're just not giving the guy a chance who you called up. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And I wonder what's gonna happen. But we will have to wait and see. So Brian, I guess we'll transition to your Yankee of the week now. So who is your Yankee of, I guess, not even Yankee of the week, like week and a half, right? Or like week and 2 days, week and change.
Well, it doesn't matter because my guy only played in 1 game this week because it is a starting pitcher, and that probably gives it away. But Garrett Cole remains awesome this week. He had an unreal start against Minnesota where he went 6 2/3, 5 hits, 1 run, and 14 strikeouts. He was electric. Again, we've been posing the challenge to Cole a lot, in the past few months. Like, all right, like this guy's got to be our ace. Like, no more clunkers, and he's been doing that since he's faced adversity and has been doing better, settling down in that. He leads the league in strikeouts right now. He's the man. He looks like the guy we paid for, the ace. We need that to continue because we see when he's bad, the Yankees are in trouble. You need that guy to go out there and be your ace. That's what he did this week. That's what he's been doing his past few starts. Love to see it. He's got to keep this up now that we're in September. As we head into October, we need our ace to be our ace.
I mean, we got a game coming up in a half hour that he's starting in
I'm excited.
against the Red Sox. And I mean, if I'm Garrett Cole, I'm simply just striking out 27 batters, and I'm taking that momentum into the playoffs, into the next few starts.
Yeah, right.
I have a thought. Let's
Sure he would
not
like to do
pitch
that.
to Devers. Let's not pitch to Devers.
Oh, dude, I haven't even thought about that. That never even.
How do you go
crossed
into a
my
Red
mind.
Sox series and not think about Devers?
He's the whole team. He's their offense. Like,
It's just
he's
At
like
least against the Yankees.
judge for them.
Well,
It's
no,
just-
Verdugo kills us.
Well, Verdugo kills the Yankees too. But I mean, Devers has about 20 homers off the Yankees this year, especially off Cole. Probably 18 of them are off Cole. So
No, actually, the Devers has 26 home runs this year. I'm pretty sure they all came against the Yankees. All 26
Yeah.
of them.
all 26 are against the
what it
Yankees.
feels like.
20 of them are
Definitely.
against Cole.
But to keep it on the higher note for the Yankee week, Cole's season ERA is down to 3.2. So he's really been really pitching well lately. And if he's just, I mean, there's no other way to put it that he's just got to keep this going into the postseason.
Yeah, no, that's what I was wanting to say. I mean, people are still saying like, "Oh, Cole sucks," blah blah blah, whatever. I usually hear that from more non-Yankee fans who aren't watching them because you heard about in the middle of the season he had a couple bad starts. He kind of blew up a little bit. He had a few bad starts in a row.
To be fair, he got blown up a lot. Like, let's not.
Yeah, but he's had a really really good season. He's had a really good season. 3.2 ERA is ace. That is an ace of our staff. And people don't realize that. Like non-Yankee fans, I will say more. Like they'll say, "Oh, Cole sucks. Like, he's having a horrible season," but because they don't look at the stats, they hear what happened in the middle of the season, whatever, and that's what people do. They just hear that and then they want to hate, so they hate. But Garrett Cole has really, really had a good season, and right now there is no reason not to trust him in Game 1. I know during those struggles we kind of had that question, like, do we trust him? Yeah, I do. And I kind of never got off the trusting him thing, but, it was getting hard a little bit. But no, this is our ace. This is the guy I want out there as much as possible. I want him out there 1, 4, 7. I want him out there. He's our guy. He's our ace, and he's pitched like it for a while now.
Well, when it comes to the trusting part, I'll trust it when I see it. That's kind of how I feel, just because.
In the playoffs, you mean?
Yeah,
Right.
when, in the playoffs, right? I'll trust
I
it when I
agree.
see it.
I mean, we have seen it though. Like that's the thing.
Well,
he was good for us in 2020.
In 2020, he was really good. He was.
And he's
good.
only had one start last year. That's what I mean. Yes, you cannot do that as the ace in a wild card game. We've said that. But like it's one playoff game. He's historically been really, really good in the playoffs. Like you're gonna have one bad game. Not making an excuse. Like you can't have a bad game, but it's gonna happen. I think there's no reason not to trust him until he proves it more that you can't. I think I'm on the other side of that. Prove to me that you can't. I'm still trusting you until you can't be trusted.
Is it fair to say that he's quietly having a good season? Is it fair to say that, like,
yeah? He's quietly having a really good season. Not just good. He's quietly
you're saying it's fair to say that it's quiet, right?
Yes, because people
for Garrett Cole, he's as quiet as he can be. He's one of the most talked about pitchers in baseball. I mean, I honestly didn't even know until recently that he was leading the league in strikeouts, which those are all good, but we got to keep the runs down, which he's been doing.
Yeah.
I mean, his biggest issue, I think we can all agree, is that he gets flustered pretty easily. And it's a lot to ask for everything to go smoothly so that he can, thrive. But
right.
He's been better with that recently. And that's the last thing I need to see. We know he has the stuff. I mean, obviously, lead league in strikeouts, so you got the stuff. He's in the 94th percentile fastball velocity. Like, there's no issue with that. His spin rate's there. It's just, it's more mental stuff. Like, I know he's ready and can go get outs in big situations. We just gotta see it, and he's gotta continue to prove that he's settled down. But again, what's our other option in the playoffs? Like you could debate a little bit about Nestor, but like other than that, like he's gonna get the starts. Like so that's our guy.
And you guys have been on the fence about Herman. Is he our 4? Is he our 3?
I was actually just gonna bring that up, Danny. I'm happy you mentioned that because I wanna what?
I was the first one to say like Herman is good.
I do want to revisit really quickly a potential playoff rotation because I feel like every week it's just like the rankings are just changing. So obviously you got Cole and Nestor as your 1 and 2. And then you got Tyone, who's been pitching well lately too. His ERA was over a 4. It's now down under a 4 because he's been playing well. And you got Severino coming back, and you got Herman, who's just continues to just show that he's been great. I mean, there's no other way to put it that other than that he's been great. So I'll lead us off here again, like I did with the Yankee of the Week. My personal, are we going 1 through 3 or 1 through 4?
2-4.
Okay, so I'll do Cole Nestor. Then the 3 I'm gonna do Severino, and then the 4 I'm gonna do Herman.
That's what you want or what you think?
That's what I want.
Okay.
How do
Montas has
you
been
guys?
pitching better too.
Oh fuck, I forgot about Montas. Oh shit,
Yeah, it was.
Montas can't be in there. That guy sucks.
Montas is so hit or miss. How did I forget about Montas?
He's been pitching better of late though. He's had what 2 good starts in a row. I mean,
What was his last start? His last start was against was it the twin start?
Yeah, I mean he pitched good, but
So he's had 2 straight. He's had 2 straight really good starts, right? There are two
Yes.
straight good starts.
yes.
I think what I think the Yankees will do, they'll obviously start Montas over Severino in that potential situation, but I also like want Montas to continue down this path of pitching well to prove that he deserves a spot in the rotation. And I do think Severino's stuff measures up great in the playoffs, which is why I want him as a starter. But if they bring him out as an opener or someone that'll follow an opener or out of the pen, I'm perfectly okay with that because our bullpen is so hit or miss. So, but what do you guys think?
Daniel.
I think Cole obviously 1, Cortez 2. Then I'm going Montas and Herman. Simple.
Simple as that.
Montas, Herman, and because I think as well as Tyone has been pitching, I trust Herman more. I've made that clear. I trust Herman. He's got that swagger that you look for in a guy that's going to go out and shove in the playoffs. He just got that fire. He has that fire, and I think he's the perfect for a playoff start. Perfect. And Montas, we traded up for him at the deadline. He was our big trade deadline move. He's gonna be the 3. He's gonna have to be.
Yeah. Brian, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm debating on Severino right now. I'm looking at his postseason numbers. Would you be surprised to learn that his playoff ERA is 5.23?
Who?
Severino.
No, I wouldn't because earlier on in his career,
Well, we all know about the infamous,
Yeah.
Minnesota wild card start.
and
there's
then
one
against the A's, right? The wild card against the A's, he gave up like 3 or 4 runs.
That
By the way, Montas'
No.
last start was against the Rays.
no, the wild card A's game, the one we were at, he was forced shutout in that one.
Was he really?
But he gave up 3 earned runs and 7 to Cleveland in 17.
That's a good game.
After that's solid. 17 in Houston, 8.2. So he gave us length 4 runs. Like I'll take that, but I mean the Yankees have to score 5 in the playoffs. It's not like they lost that game.
Yeah.
Herman, Herman's a different guy than he was then too.
This is Severino.
Oh fuck.
18
I'm
against
on
Boston,
Severino.
6 earned runs in 3 innings. And then the last time, well, in 19 he had 2 starts, no earned, 2 earned. Then last year he came in that wild card game and gave up 1 run in 1 inning. So like, I don't know. Like he could go either way too. He also is coming back. Like he's back this year from like a long injury. I mean, obviously Cole Nestor. We're talking about rotation. Sevy, like I don't know, man. I gotta see him. Like, I think I'd have to make that decision when he comes back now.
Yeah.
Like, I can't because based on his previous playoff starts, like they've been on and off, hit or miss. So I need to see how he comes back and he pitches this year because he's coming back from an injury right now already again. Although we know he doesn't think he's hurt, but they're just doing it. So I got to see him when he comes back. And then there's a lot you could do with that. You could have him in there. You could have Tyone in there. You could have Montas in there and Herman. I think out of those 4, I don't want to leave Herman out the way he's been pitching. So I probably have him in there somewhere. Again, got to see what happens with Sevy. If Sevy doesn't have it, I'd probably be more inclined to trust Tyone over Montas. I just don't like Montas, to be honest.
Yeah, I still think Severino would be electric out of the bullpen. Electric. I still think.
Definitely a possibility.
And Montas didn't really have a good start against the Rays last Friday. He let up 4 runs.
Well, that's not fair though because Aaron Hicks had
Yes,
that
I know,
misplayed catch. So I don't know how he had
So that's why I said it was like a good start,
Yeah.
but like numbers
somehow
wise,
I don't know how that wasn't an error. It was the catch probability was like 75%, but the ball was in his glove. Like that should be caught 10 times out of 10.
yeah, foul ball or not, catch the goddamn ball.
And then not to mention the fact that he stood there and looked at the ground for 3 seconds to allow 2 runners to score because he didn't know whether the ball was fair or foul. He's just
The Aaron Hicks experience. The next batter hits one over his head that he misplayed too.
We've talked so much about Hicks. I don't even want to go through it, but he's really having like an unimaginable season. I mean, nobody could have predicted.
Wait, I was told he was going to have a 30-30 season
by him. He told us
Hicks,
that.
Yeah, by Hicks. Nobody.
Oh wait. We can't not mention Gary hit an absolute bomb in that series. Gary hit 473. 473. That was a bomb.
It was a bomb.
Gotta mention Gary. We played the Twins. You can't not mention Gary. We find a way to mention him anyway.
That's true. Gary, Gary had that bomb, and then he had some defensive blunders. So always good to see back in Yankee Stadium. Can we talk about for a moment how amazing that Herman moment was on 9/11 when he was running around the outfield with the American flag, like the Sammy Sosa style video?
He's awesome.
I mean,
that was awesome. Like that was really, really cool.
Danny, I forget I don't think Brian was here for
when we were talking to Mingo the whole time. I was there. That you're gonna say?
When we were at the game and like Mingo, well, you were there for the game, but like I don't know if you were here on the pod when we were talking about it.
He wasn't here for that.
When this guy, I mean, I know he has that off the field issue. I'm not gonna go into that, but he has
on the baseball field, he's cool.
Other than that, like he's so likable. Like he's pitching so well, and he like from our experience, he's so interactive with the fans before games when you should be locked in. And then he has this moment on 9/11 that was just so beautiful and so like just so heartwarming to see. And then they end up coming out and just destroying that game. I think was that the game they scored double-digit runs. I think so. Yeah, they should. Yeah. Just a beautiful moment from Herman. I just wanted to highlight that. I don't know if
back-to-back double-digit run games too. By the way,
I don't know if you guys have anything to say about that, but I just wanted to highlight.
Well, it was awesome. Yeah, I've said so much about Herman, a lot. Like I've been saying it for a while. But yeah, awesome. That was an awesome moment, and we couldn't lose that game. Could not lose that game, and we didn't. It was 1 for the series against Tampa, huge series win, and then 2, obviously 9/11. It was a great moment from Herman, and then he went out and pitched great, as he does.
Yeah. And I guess while we're on the topic of, the Rays, since we just brought up the Rays, we'll do a quick divisional update of what the standings are looking like at the moment. The Yankees are still obviously currently in first place. They won 2 out of 3 against the Rays in a huge pivotal series. I was stressing how important that series was on my fan page, but the Yankees currently have a 5.5 game lead over Tampa, and then Toronto is right behind at 6 games. So the Yankees did what we needed them to do. They need to keep the foot on the pedal. Don't let the Rays. They don't have a series against the Rays the rest of the year, so the ball's in their court. Like the
Rays just beat the Blue Jays today.
Was today their doubleheader? Or was that yesterday?
I think it's today. I think they have one today.
But they didn't play the second game yet.
Okay, so we'll find out what happens there.
I mean, I guess we want them to split. So the Rays won the first one. The Blue Jays can win the next one.
I guess so, right? I guess that would only make sense. But got to keep the foot on the pedal, and Yankees have an easier schedule than the Rays the remaining of the season. So we'll see how that fares.
Gotta win. I saw this question on Twitter. If the season ends today, the 3 wildcard teams are Seattle, Tampa, Toronto. Who do you want to face?
Oh God.
Okay, well, I don't want to. I'm not facing Seattle. Definitely not facing Seattle.
Yeah, I want to face Toronto.
I think that's what I was going to say too. Yeah, just because I hate them, and like we've had beef with them. Like, could they beat us? Yeah, but so could the other 2 teams. So it's like, why not just try to beat the team you want to beat?
Yeah. And also, we have a series in late September against Toronto, so we'll see how that goes to see how we fare against them. But yeah, I right now I'm saying the Blue Jays.
I think I'm gonna go against the grain. I think I'm gonna say the Rays. I just think, uh, see, this is tough because I always talk about how the Rays roster is really not that good, but they just find a way to win. They that's just the team that they are. So I guess it would be actually a scary playoff series. Maybe I will go Blue Jays.
Any
Any
playoff series
playoff
is going to be
series
scary.
would be scary though. Like that's like
What
that's the
playoffs
thing.
are.
Like any of those teams could beat us, and we could beat any of those teams. So it's like that's what I'm thinking. Like, who's the team I want to beat the most? Is Toronto.
Actually, I'm definitely gonna go actually Toronto because the Yankees can't hit Tampa starting pitching. I know what they did hit Kluber and they did hit Luis Patino, but they can't hit and like they can't hit the Rays ever. Like Ryan Yarbrough came in the other day and threw like 5 scoreless innings and completely shut the Yankees down in what was supposed to be a bullpen day for them. So I'm yeah, Toronto.
But yeah, Toronto, and we can hit Manoa. We've proven that. We've hit Manoa a little bit.
But I
Judge
would
can-
love to see that atmosphere of like Manoa and Yankee Stadium, and like if we
Yeah.
locked him, that would be fucking fire.
Whoa.
He was a little nervous to bring it out there.
I did. I said I was like a hybrid of frick and fuck. I
Yeah,
curse,
man.
I don't curse that much on this.
Get
pod,
into it.
so-
Yeah.
I don't curse that much on the pod, so when I do, it means a lot to me. I'm speaking my mind.
You're not always speaking your mind?
No, I am, but I'm just like now
He
I'm real.
filters. That was
Yeah.
unfiltered.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. Do you guys want to talk about the Red Sox game coming up
Yeah.
in 30 minutes?
Yes, I am very excited for this game. I can't wait. I mean, whenever we go into Fenway, I don't know. I'm always excited for every single Yankee game, but when we're in Fenway, it just feels different. It just feels like I can't wait.
You should be there.
I mean, like that all the time, but I don't
You
know.
sh-
I just
you should
feel
be
it.
there.
I'm going
This
to
time
Yankees Red
last year
Sox
you
next
were
week
there.
at Yankee Stadium, but
Wait,
the lineup today is, a little. And Duar had a homer, and Duar's looked better. Not
wait, the
great,
Yankees
but
have
better.
a day off tomorrow?
No, they have day off Thursday. It's a 2-game
Oh,
set.
I'm
against the Red
thinking
Sox.
today's Wednesday. That's my fault.
Yeah, no, but I mean, we got Cabrera batting fifth again. Connor Fleff at short. Marwin Gonzalez playing first. We didn't even talk about that. It's another weird wrinkle in the Yankees lineup. Marwin Gonzalez playing first base for them with Rizzo on the shelf and DJ out. But Judge leading off. I like that. We don't have table setters, so lead Judge off.
Agreed. And I was
Yeah,
always
this is-
Cole versus Nick Pivetta tonight.
This is gonna be like the Red Sox World Series. They're 16 games back, last in the division. Like they want to go make things tough for the Yankees in the division, and Fenway's gonna be rocking. It always is against the Yankees. I just saw this tweet from Brian Hoke. Giancarlo Stanton in his last 14 games at Fenway, including the playoffs, slashing 340, 426, 660, 5 homers, 14 RBIs. So we know he kills the Red Sox, especially in Fenway. He might need this to get going a little bit. He's hit his home runs, one against a position player, but he hasn't been the hitter that we're used to. This could be Stanton's, mini series to get out of it. I'm looking for Stanton to have a big 2 games and get him back on the right track. Let's go Yanks.
Yeah, no
So
no better team to be facing to get Stanton out of a slump. No better team.
Is he your X factor for the series, Brian?
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't even think there should be an X factor. We should just beat the last place Red Sox. We should win both of these games. Like,
I mean,
True.
on
this is not
paper,
like
yeah,
a pivotal.
but we-
This is not like a pivotal series in like a race where we're fighting with the Red Sox. We should beat them. We should beat the Red Sox. I know it's always tough, Yankees, Red Sox, but we should beat them.
I agree, but every game for them has been tough for the last 3 months. So
especially against the Red Sox and especially at Fenway. Like these are always good games. I'm excited for it. Like a little nervous, honestly, because I feel like last time we were there, I just felt like we got walked off on every night. But we'll see.
I'm gonna say this. I'm very, very interested to see how Oswaldo Cabrera is gonna play in his first rivalry game in Fenway. Right? He didn't play last time we were there. He wasn't up yet, so
No.
I'm very interested to see how, because obviously we know he's got that personality, that fire, that swagger on the field. So I'm very interested to see how he's gonna take this rivalry to the level that it needs to be at, because the rivalry to me has felt like it's been dead for a while now. But I'm hoping to see a lot of energy from not only him but the whole Yankee lineup.
Yeah. I mean, let's go. We got Cole tonight, Cortez tomorrow. We should win both games. Pavetta's not that good. They got Brian Bello tomorrow. 23-year-old with a 5.79 ERA. We should beat them tomorrow.
It's Brian
And then this
Bayo.
weekend, I'm very interested in this Milwaukee series. It's kind of weird. When do we play in Milwaukee?
Never. I can't remember a time when they did.
Exactly. So I'm kind of interested in that series coming up this weekend. We have an off day Thursday.
They're playing good baseball too, the Brewers, and they're in a race.
Yeah,
I'm actually.
I mean,
curious-
they're a few games out of the NL wildcard spot right now. They are 2 games behind the Padres for that last wildcard spot. So they're going to be playing for something. They're going to come in firing. So that's going to be a good series.
I'm curious to know if we're gonna play Corbin Burns.
All the rotation things were TBD on what I was looking at.
Right now, I don't know if this is accurate, but from ESPN, we got Woodruff on Sunday. We got Adrian Hauser on Saturday, and then on Friday we have Jason Alexander. So I guess no
Right.
Corbin Burns from.
Beautiful.
I guess the Yankees might dodge a bullet there because of how.
Wait, when did you say Woodruff was supposed to be?
Sunday?
Sunday.
Oh,
Sunday.
okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, big series of Yankees baseball coming up. Got to finish the season strong. We're in the home stretch here, boys, and then we gotta bring that energy for the playoffs for on the pod. Really, like we gotta.
Question. Aaron Judge is on pace for 63 home runs tonight. Does he get over 61? Last time we talked, I think he was on pace for what, like 66? Or no, midweek he was on pace for 66 when he hit those 2 against the Twins. Is he getting 61 or above 61, I should say? We don't want to tie it.
I mean, I want him to at least tie it, but
I'm gonna say yes, he does. I still think he does.
I
Right.
think so too. I yeah.
I still think.
I think he'll at least hit one big homer against the Red Sox. I mean, why not?
I was having this conversation earlier today, and they were like the person that I was having the conversation with said, obviously, do you think he'll hit the 62 home runs? And I said, yeah. And they're like, well, he's been in a home run slump. It's gonna be tough because I'm sure you can guess who I was having the conversation with. But they were saying that with the amount of games left, they don't know, like, because that's tough. Like 7 home runs, and I think it was
It's crazy that 4 games is a home run slump for this guy, but he has to hit 1 home run every 3 games here on out. He has to hit 1 home run every 3 games.
But the way that I countered that is I was going to say, I've seen Judge do it all year. Why can't he continue doing it? I mean, this guy is.
I mean, he could hit 5 in a week. Like, you don't know.
So that's obviously still why I think
25 in a week if you wanted to.
Really quick before we sign off, I know we said we were going to end with the Red Sox, but I did want to mention that Volpe is up in AAA. We didn't talk about that. Volpe is in AAA, and he is absolutely mashing. I mean, this guy's looking like he might even be competing for a starting job come spring training. So we'll see how that goes.
Could be. He should be. He should have a starting job in spring.
And today Jason Dominguez got called up to AA, which is really exciting. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of games left, but it's cool to get him those reps in AA. 19-year-old, cool. It's cool.
Prospects are looking good. And so are the Yankees right now. So let's keep it going.
Yep.
And that's all I got. Unless you guys have anything else to say.
Go Yankees, go Giants.
I just got the about to start notification, so it's time for Yankees baseballs, boys. Let's do it.
Yeah, I want to go watch the game. So
you can't watch it?
What? No, I want to go watch the game.
I thought you said you couldn't watch it. Let's
predictions. I mean, why not?
We're sweeping them.
No, just for today because it starts in 15 minutes.
Cole's going 7, 1 earned. Judge going yard.
I'll say 6 2/3.
Oh my god, that's what I was gonna say. 6 2/3, 2 earned.
I was gonna say 2-2.
Yeah, 6 2/3, 2 earned.
6 2/3, 2 earned. Maybe that 2 could be a 2-earned homer from Devers. But Yanks win 5-2. Start spreading the news.
Devers going 0 for 4 tonight.
Mic drop again. Look at this guy with another mic drop. 6 2/3. 6 2/3. I'm gonna say 8 strikeouts, and I'm gonna say 2 earned.
Devers going 0 for 4 tonight. Cole's striking him out at least twice.
And we'll see about that. We will see. Thank you all for listening. As you can, and we're watching on YouTube. Obviously, I always say you can see our socials listed on the screen if you're on YouTube. If you're not, follow us on Instagram at Spreading the News, on TikTok at Spreading the News, and on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is also Spreading the News. And Twitter at official STN Pod. I almost missed the Twitter. So that's all I got. So thank you all for listening, and Let's go Yanks, baby.
Let's go Yanks.